with Summer Daddy. Why y'all not together no more? Because like he was, he was f***ing up. He wasn't ready, and I was trying to be a woman.
And I can't say no names, and that's not like me because I love saying names. But this is kind of a touchy subject, so I won't say the name. They were doing some pretty wild things.
Are you a cheater?
No, I used to be a cheater. I'm not a cheater no more.
Used to be.
I'm a truth teller now.
You are honest.
Diddy is back in the spotlight as reports emerge suggesting that his residence is undergoing investigation for possible evidence collection. Several artists are reportedly coming forward to share their encounters with Diddy. Young Miami is among them, purportedly disclosing how Diddy allegedly manipulated her into concealing his purported criminal actions and complying with his demands through coercive means.
City Girls rapper Young Miami. Now, these two have been on and off for a while. Just 2 weeks ago, Young Miami said, "That's not my man."
In the first 9 months of 2023, Sean Diddy Combs experienced a remarkable run of achievements. He wowed audiences with a standout performance at the MTV VMAs, dropped an R&B album that received critical acclaim, and even snagged a Grammy nomination. On top of that, he was in talks to acquire the BET network. However, things took a nosedive later in the year. Towards the end, a flurry of lawsuits emerged, alleging serious accusations against Combs, a major figure in hip-hop, including claims of SA and 8. This sudden shift sharply contrasts with his earlier successes and has undoubtedly put a shadow over his career.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs is accused of a lawsuit by R&B singer Cassie claims that she was in a years-long relationship with Combs that also involved beatings.
Authorities executed searches at properties owned by Sean Diddy Combs on Monday as part of a federal investigation. A senior federal law enforcement official who is well acquainted with the matter revealed that Combs is a central figure in an inquiry overseen by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, spearheaded by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations Transnational Organized Crime Division. The investigation is focused on crimes related to HTG.
But again, this could possibly be linked to a investigation involving rapper Sean Combs, the music executive.
The investigation stems from allegations that echo those made in multiple civil lawsuits filed against Combs in New York. These lawsuits, which include one lodged in federal court in December, accuse Combs of SA and even ST. However, it's crucial to highlight that Combs has consistently refuted these allegations in the past.
Attorney calls the lawsuit absolutely baseless and vehemently denies the allegations.
Teams of heavily armed Homeland Security investigations, HSI agents, conducted searches at Sean Diddy Combs properties in Los Angeles and the Miami area. Initial reports suggest that some of these agents utilized armored vehicles as a precautionary measure. This action was taken due to suspicions that Combs may have employed armed private security personnel at each of his residences.
This is just a little bit ago as you can see a crowbar to get through this gate initially as well, the long guns and a multitude of people.
The agents were authorized to search for various items, including documents, phones, computers, and other electronic devices that could potentially contain data or videos, according to a second law enforcement source. CNN was previously informed by a law enforcement source that Monday's searches were linked to an ongoing ST investigation. HSI in New York announced on Monday that it had conducted law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation in collaboration with local law enforcement and HSI units in Los Angeles and Miami. The agency pledged to provide further information as it becomes available. Combs representatives have not responded to CNN's request for comment regarding the searches. Combs is currently facing accusations of ST in 3 separate lawsuits that were recently filed, all of which he has consistently denied. The specific details of the allegations under federal investigation remain unclear. Following these events, at least 2 additional civil lawsuits were filed in New York against Combs, alleging SA. One of these lawsuits, filed in federal court in December, also included claims of ST. In response to the December lawsuit, Combs stated, "I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged." Most recently, Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former employee of Combs and a producer and videographer, filed a lawsuit last month accusing Combs of SA and leading a widespread and dangerous criminal ST organization, among other allegations. The lawsuit was filed in federal court in New York's Southern District. Combs' attorney attorney denied the allegations and dismissed Jones' claims as lies. His reckless name-dropping about events that are pure fiction and simply did not happen is nothing more than a transparent attempt to garner headlines. "We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies," said Diddy's attorney Sean Hawley last month. Armed law enforcement officers were seen around Combs' residences in Los Angeles' Holmby Hills neighborhood and Miami Beach's exclusive Star Island community, as reported by CNN Crews. In Los Angeles, at least one armored law enforcement vehicle was witnessed arriving at the property, while agents were seen processing paperwork on card tables outside the Miami area home. Mobile command post vehicles were also visible at both locations.
We saw as people were led away, potentially in custody. Don't know who these individuals are, if they're related to Diddy in any way, but you can see them in dramatic video from our Sky Fox team.
A representative from Homeland Security Investigations in Miami confirmed to CNN that the activity at the Star Island property was indeed related to the execution of a search warrant. HSI, the investigative arm of the Department of Homeland Security, is tasked with probing transnational crime and threat, including HT, terrorism, narcotics smuggling, and various forms of organized criminal activity. According to a CNN crew, HSI investigators concluded their operations at the Star Island residence just before 11 p.m. on Monday. Following this development, reports indicate that Young Miami, Diddy's girlfriend, has begun sharing some exclusive information. Sources close to Young Miami suggest that the city girl is currently taking a break from her relationship with the individual facing allegations of criminal activities. According to a confidant of Young Miami who spoke to Media Takeout, she recently had a conversation with Diddy, and they both agreed to temporarily pause their relationship.
And this is what she wrote to her: "If I wanted you to blank, Diddy would have had you on your knees."
Diddy and rapper Young Miami were initially rumored to be together in 2021, but they officially confirmed their relationship in June 2022. Diddy openly acknowledged their romantic involvement during an episode of Young Miami's podcast, Caresha Please. Despite being a couple throughout 2022, Young Miami publicly declared herself single in April 2023. However, it's worth mentioning that the two have been navigating an open relationship since then.
What the f is going on in that relationship? The 250K ain't enough.
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's gotta be some dark shit.
Presently, Sean Diddy Combs finds himself embroiled in a significant career crisis, highlighted by a highly publicized legal dispute with his former girlfriend Cassie and Lil Rod. In a series of explosive allegations, Cassie has accused Diddy of involvement in drug use, explicit S activity, LGBTQ+ issues, physical A, SA, and R. In a statement to The Times, she expressed that after years in silence and darkness, she is finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and A in their relationship. A spokesperson for Sean Combs, known by various monikers such as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, and Love, vehemently denied the accusations, labeling them as offensive and outrageous. The representative asserted that these claims surfaced in the aftermath of Ventura's alleged demand for $30 million from the mogul.
And Cassie, whose real name is Cassandra Ventura, they're saying tonight that the two have settled a lawsuit she filed against the mogul yesterday in Manhattan federal court.
The statement further asserted, Miss Ventura has now chosen to file a lawsuit filled with unfounded and outrageous falsehoods, with the intent of damaging Mr. Combs' reputation and pursuing financial gain. Ventura's legal representative informed the New York Times that she had been presented with 8-figure offers to silence her and prevent the filing of this lawsuit, offers that she purportedly turned down. As of now, requests for comments from Ventura's representatives have remained unanswered. The distressing lawsuit reveals a troubling narrative of the relationship, depicting a situation where Combs allegedly exerted control over both the personal and professional aspects of Cassie's life. The allegations span years of severe beatings, coerced S encounters, and a pervasive atmosphere of violence.
She's claiming she was stuck in a decade-long cycle of violence and baby.
The lawsuit highlights the extensive harms and trauma endured by Ventura, necessitating intensive medical and psychological care. In pursuit of justice, the legal documents state, Miss Ventura therefore seeks justice for the decade of her life that Mr. Combs took away from her with threats of violence, excessive use of D, physical and psychological A, and S slavery. The lawsuit seeks damages not only for lost wages, but also for mental pain and severe emotional distress inflicted upon Ventura during the course of her alleged decade-long ordeal.
Silence and darkness, I'm finally ready to tell my story. She's speaking up on behalf of herself and for the benefit of other women who face violence in their relationships.
However, Cassie's career trajectory underwent a significant transformation when Diddy, the influential music mogul behind Bad Boy Records, entered the scene. Recognizing Cassie's potential, Diddy brought her into the fold of Bad Boy Records, a label renowned for nurturing emerging talent.
Yes, it's a little bit of a switch up, a total energy change.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what was happening in that trip.
Under Diddy's guidance, Cassie rose to stardom with the release of her self-titled debut album in 2006. The album boasted the hit single Me and You and highlighted Cassie's undeniable talent and charm. However, the music industry landscape was not devoid of challenges and controversies.
I'd rather lose a lover than to love a loser. So I'd rather lose like the love of my life than to love a guy that's just whack. And I think the experience.
This latest essay allegation from a man adds to 4 previous lawsuits against Combs, including one from producer Lil Rod, all filed late last year. Diddy was accused by one of the producers of his album. Sean Combs is already grappling with multiple essay lawsuits, and now the producer of his latest release, the Love album, Off the Grid, is taking legal action against the performer, seeking a hefty $30 million. In a complaint filed today in federal court in New York, Rodney Jones Jr., also known as Lil Rod, alleges that the forceful and demanding music mogul, also known as Diddy, pressured him into engaging in activities with prostitutes and enduring constant genital groping. Jones reveals a world allegedly controlled by Combs, characterized by decadence, money, and power plays. He alleges exposure to potential drug use, ritual humiliation, and being shortchanged over $50,000 for his work on the Love record released on September 15, 2023.
The new allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, a music producer, is accusing hip-hop mogul of him and forcing him to have with prostitutes.
In the extensive 70-page lawsuit from Jones, it is asserted that Combs aimed to G him into accepting a S relationship, which is purportedly considered a normal practice in the music industry. Represented by attorney Tyrone Blackburn, Jones also alleges the existence of a RICO enterprise that repeatedly failed to adequately monitor, warn, or supervise Combs. This conspiracy is claimed to be orchestrated by some of the most influential figures in the music business. As a result, Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange, former Motown CEO Ethiopia Habt Mariam, Diddy, his top aide Christina Korum, and the star's 30-year-old son Justin are all named as defendants in the lawsuit.
A lawyer for Combs called the events described in the lawsuit pure fiction. This is now one of several lawsuits filed against Combs in recent months.
Furthermore, Young Miami has also been implicated multiple times in Lil Rod's lawsuit. In one instance, he claims to have witnessed Diddy and Young Miami using cocaine together. Additionally, Lil Rod alleges that on Thanksgiving 2022, Young Miami's cousin essayed him at Diddy's Miami home. It appears that in an attempt to distance herself from the situation and shift responsibility onto Diddy, Young Miami mistakenly implicated Cuba Gooding Jr. in the lawsuit as well. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s story diverges from the typical narrative surrounding famous personalities. The Hollywood actor's reputation was not only tarnished, but his life outside the glamorous world of entertainment was also disrupted by the accusations and legal proceedings.
And then, you know, it's one of those moments in my life where I was trying to numb the pain. So I would, you know, just kind of.
During the late 1990s and early 2000s, Cuba Gooding Jr. enjoyed significant success in Hollywood, earning acclaim for his roles in television series like Hill Street Blues and MacGyver. However, he reached new heights of recognition with his performance in John Singleton's acclaimed film Boys in the Hood.
Shit. I'm so tired of this shit.
Subsequently, his career continued to flourish, with notable roles in movies such as Rob Reiner's adaptation of Aaron Sorkin's A Few Good Men and the thriller Outbreak. However, the primary reason for Cuba Gooding Jr.'s career decline has been the allegations made by multiple women against him. It's worth noting that Gooding himself has also been involved in some questionable actions. Some suggest that part of his current situation stems from his intention to expose certain secrets about individuals in Hollywood, which ultimately led to significant trouble for him. "No one prepares you for success," he said. "That's why you see a lot of actors who star in movies, then disappear. Or you see athletes who make $100 million and then they disappear too. They weren't ready for it. People asked me after I won that Academy Award if I ever thought I would be on that stage. I always said, not in a million years. But that's a lie. You have to envision yourself on that stage, winning that award, so that when you succeed, it will feel normal, not like it's something special, so that you can do it again." Cuba Gooding Jr. won an Oscar in 1990 1997 for his work in Jerry Maguire, but almost 2 decades later, the Academy Awards have failed to make much progress. Following the widespread disappointment of this year's Oscar nominees, which did not recognize a single actor of color, Variety asked Gooding Jr. his opinion on the #Oscars So White backlash. "You want it to be diverse. You want the work to show," Gooding Jr. told Variety and other reporters at the Television Critics Association press tour in Pasadena, Calif. "I wanted straight out of Compton to get something. But you know, it's this conversation that makes people think harder when the nominations come around for next year." The issues for Cuba Gooding Jr. arose in June 2019 following a USA Today report detailing an investigation into allegations of him inappropriately touching a woman at a New York City bar while intoxicated. Gooding subsequently turned himself into the authorities and was arrested.
When a woman alleges Gooding touched her inappropriately at a different nightclub, and another incident where he allegedly grabbed a woman's breast at this bar in June.
As of October 15, 2019, prosecutors disclosed that a total of 14 women from various venues, including parties and nightclubs in Dallas, Los Angeles, and New York since 2001, have accused Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding Jr. of unwanted advances. Gooding Jr. faces 4 misdemeanor charges related to 2 incidents of groping in Manhattan. One incident allegedly occurred on October 24, 2018 at TAO Downtown Nightclub, and the other on June 9, 2019 at Magic Hour Rooftop Bar. Manhattan prosecutor Jenna Long expressed her intention to utilize the testimony of the 12 additional complainants to establish a behavioral pattern during Gooding's trial in Manhattan Supreme Court. As of October 22, 2019, new misdemeanor SA charges have been brought against him, as per court records, although it remains unclear if these charges pertain to the same 2 women. 2 women have filed lawsuits accusing the actor of groping them in separate incidents in New York City in 2018 and 2019. These lawsuits were lodged in New York Supreme Court under the state's Adult Survivors Act, which provides plaintiffs with a limited time frame to bring forth civil claims of S offenses that would otherwise be time-barred by the statute of limitations. In the 2019 filing, Kelsey Harbert claimed that she approached Cuba Gooding Jr. at Magic Hour Rooftop Bar and Lounge with the intention of meeting him. She alleged that after sitting next to Gooding's girlfriend, the actor reached over and touched her thigh and breast. Harbert stated in the lawsuit, "So, you can imagine my surprise when I saw a flash of movement and felt his hand on my breast, groping it, feeling around on it, as if I was a piece of meat." Harbert promptly filed a police report within a week of the incident. Gooding later pleaded guilty, and the civil lawsuit includes Gooding confirming that it was non-consensual physical contact during his hearing. Both women are seeking unspecified damages for A and battery, lost wages, emotional, mental, and physical injury, and attorney's fees. A representative for Gooding did not immediately respond to the Times' request for comment. In the plea deal reached during the criminal trial for both incidents, Gooding avoided jail time and was instead required to undergo 6 months of counseling. Gloria Allred, the plaintiff's attorney in the new lawsuits, provided a statement to Deadline in response. "Our clients were deprived of the justice they sought in the criminal case. They are now seeking justice and accountability in their civil cases. We are proud of their courage and intend to vigorously fight for them until they win the justice that they deserve." Recent reports have implicated Diddy in similar cases, drawing criticism from figures like rapper 50 Cent, who have taken aim at Diddy, especially in relation to alleged all-men parties he organized. These gatherings purportedly involved younger men, with Usher sharing his encounters at Flavor Camp during his early days in New York City while residing with Puff Daddy as a teenager. During an interview on The Howard Stern Show, Usher discussed the parties and activities at Flavor Camp. While on the show, Usher hinted at his exposure to the lifestyle, but refrained from offering specific details. He suggested that these events were lavish, but expressed hesitancy about fully participating and indulging in them.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
Upon signing with LaFace Records as a teenager, Usher found mentorship in Sean Combs, also known as Puff Daddy. At just 14 years old, Usher relocated to New York to collaborate with Diddy, intertwining work with social experiences. Beyond their professional pursuits, Diddy granted Usher access to his extravagant gatherings, aiming to imbue the young singer with a more edgy persona. In a 2011 interview, Usher, now serving as a mentor to Justin Bieber, disclosed Diddy's desire for him to adopt a more edgy image. Reflecting Reflecting on this period, Usher acknowledged that while Diddy's vision may not have immediately translated into success with his debut album, it laid the foundation for a lasting 18-year career. This insight informs Usher's mentorship of Justin Bieber, stressing the importance of creating music that resonates with contemporary audiences. Additionally, Louisiana Reed, CEO of LaFace Records, revealed that Diddy played a crucial role in persuading him to retain the young Usher on the label when there were deliberations to drop the budding star. He said, "I wanted to drop him. I wanted to be out of business with him. I broke his heart. I broke his mother's heart. It was a very tough period in both our lives." He added, "Then someone said to me, 'Don't be a fool. Don't sell your stock in Usher. He's still going to be a star. He's everything you thought he was the day you signed him.'" And that person was Diddy. Michael Jackson played a pivotal role in shaping Usher's artistic evolution, a fact openly acknowledged by Usher himself. Their connection was underscored by a poignant moment when Usher performed Larry Grossman and Buzz Cohan's "Gone Too Soon" at Michael Jackson's memorial service in 2009, following the icon's untimely death. Usher described this experience as one of the most conflicted yet profound moments of his life, recognizing the emotional weight and honor of paying tribute to his mentor and musical inspiration. In reflecting on that moment, Usher remarked, "That was the hardest yet most gratifying moment of my career." The song summed up what people were feeling as nobody believed Michael had passed. He was such an iconic figure. Icons like him live forever. Throughout his illustrious career, Usher has attained remarkable success, boasting 9 #1 songs on the esteemed Billboard Hot 100 chart. A significant milestone occurred with his 4th album, Confessions, where Usher made history as only the 3rd artist ever to simultaneously hold 3 songs on the Hot 100. This album marked a turning point in his career, selling a remarkable 1.1 million copies in its debut week and earning Usher the Grammy Award for Best Contemporary R&B Album.
Say you'll never leave me, no matter what.
Rumors persist online suggesting that Sean Diddy Combs may have transmitted a S-transmitted disease, STD, to Usher Raymond when Usher was only 15 years old, despite Usher's significant accomplishments. The source of these rumors remains unclear, though some speculate they may have arisen from Usher's acknowledgement that Diddy had taken him to lively gatherings during his early teenage years.
And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop.
There is no credible evidence supporting the claim that Diddy gave Usher any S-transmitted diseases, STDs, or engaged in any S contact with him. Usher has been embroiled in legal battles, facing accusations of infecting partners with herpes, but he has consistently denied these allegations and resolved most cases through out-of-court settlements. Regarding Diddy, there is no public comment on the rumored relationship with Usher. Diddy himself has encountered legal issues, including his involvement in a nightclub shooting in 1999 and an A on his son's football coach in 2015. Much evidence has implied that Diddy coerced Usher into participating in inappropriate activities or had an obsession with specific themes. There was a lawsuit by a young woman, a fan, who slept with Usher after meeting him at one of his shows. The woman won a court victory proving that Usher knowingly gave her an STD. There is a video out with P. Diddy, Usher, and Kevin Hart, where Diddy lets it slip out, probably intentional to embarrass Usher, that the two of them wake up in the morning and fight over cornflake. P. Diddy implies that he and Usher spent the night together, and Kevin Hart, supposed to be embarrassed, quickly changes the subject. Yet this one Usher is a nasty man. He has given STDs to several women, probably men also, and he has a court order against him not to spread his STD again or face jail time.
He's responded to the lawsuit from the woman who claims that they hooked up a couple of times this year and that she actually...
He gave her herpes,
yes.
She says.
Yes, that's what she said.
Numerous women, not just men, have allegedly been adversely affected by Diddy, with his involvement, particularly through his head of security, emphasizing his role and raising public concerns. There's now heightened worry surrounding Cassie, especially given the tragic events involving Kim Porter during her time with Diddy. Speculation is rife about Cassie's safety after she spoke out against the influential mogul, drawing parallels to past incidents involving Kim and fueling fears of history repeating itself. The sudden passing of Kim Porter deeply shook the entertainment industry, leaving many bewildered at how a seemingly healthy young woman could succumb to pneumonia. Adding to the tragedy, questions arose about the accuracy of Kim's diagnosis, with an initial coroner's report revealing toxins in her system and an undetermined cause of death. The mysterious disappearance of the first coroner only added to the confusion, with a subsequent report attributing her death to lobar pneumonia. Jaguar Wright, known for her candid commentary on the entertainment industry, succinctly captured the sentiment surrounding Kim's passing.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide and they found toxins in her.
She subtly suggested the possibility that certain poisons could produce symptoms resembling pneumonia, hinting at a potential link to Diddy in the case.
They have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms.
According to sources, Kim Porter, after waiting in vain for her doctor's response, confided in the father of her daughters, who then directed her to another doctor of his choosing. Despite their efforts, they were unable to save her. Interestingly, it suggested that Kim may have had a premonition of the unfolding event. Allegedly, she sent a group text to her close friends stating, "He got me." However, reports claim that her phone was confiscated by the security team brought by Diddy when he arrived at Kim's house after her passing. There's another layer to the suspicion surrounding Diddy's involvement in Kim Porter's death. Diddy, known for his history of infidelity, allegedly engaged in a relationship with Kim's best friend at the time, Sarah Chapman. The timing of Sarah's pregnancy coincided with Kim's, causing significant emotional distress. This trauma visibly impacted Kim's health. Netizens have consistently found credibility in such claims. One individual wrote, "The elites turn their back on him anytime National Guards come the arrest of wealthy man. With the news around To Film, it's officially over for the gatekeeper." Another commenter added, "This thing goes deep. People overlook Diddy's reach. He partied with Prince Harry, and Prince Harry just got mentioned in the lawsuit. He was A by Clive Davis and Andre Harrell. He's the scapegoat. This goes really deep." One more person wrote, "I don't feel bad for anyone who signed off their B to P. Diddy. It's always been common knowledge that when you enter into the den of the apex booty taker that you're going to be compromised. They all wanted fame and money, but they didn't want to live with the consequences. Anyway, by now you should know all of these rappers are flexible like Sweet Mill, talking all that hard talk in their rhymes but grabbing their ankles for P. Diddy behind the scenes." That's all for today. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.